the ministers at the highest level, I told them, you have carved a small Ghana out of a big Ghana. The larger Ghana lives at the grassroots level of existence, traditional way of life, and it is becoming less properly fed than before, because most of the wealth of the country is drawn by that smaller Ghana in size, which is so high in position, and so that most of the economy is used to support that small Ghana raised at a much higher level, and it has to be kept at that higher level at the cost of the rest of the Ghana. So because whatever they are accustomed to now, it is not the fruit of their own trees. It is the fruit of trees which grow either in Europe or in America or in Canada. You know, this is, or in Germany in particular for cars and things. So they are drugged in a way that they never realize that this is worse than drugging, with the result that these people want more wealth for their support, and the fruits of your own country, the raw material which you produce, is exported to gain the finished goods, and the result is that you become poorer and poorer. The industry which you import from foreign countries, that industry is a burden on your economy. It's never a support to your economy. I can prove it with specific references to some cases. In Ghana, for instance, textile industry was imported from Germany along with the German experts to run it, because the know-how to how to run the industry was not enough. So these textile mills, one I have in mind in particular, there was a German mill which was of the highest class. In that case, the Germans did not cheat the Ghanaians in any way. It was the most advanced textile mill which were also working in Germany. So they exported it to Japan along with their technicians, Ghana along with their technicians. But what happened? The terms, first of all, for 5 years there will be no repayment. After the 5 years, the repayment begins along with the interest which is accumulated. And by 5 years, the way this industry is handled by the lower staff, more likely than not, this industry would have turned into junk. But it happened faster than that and in a different way. It happened because in the meantime, in Ghana, the labor unions had become very powerful, and the labor had become also very lazy, and they became unruly. The result was that these German masters who were running the factory, although they were technicians of the top class, but they were still there in a minority. Most of the laborers were the Ghanaians, and they would not cooperate. They started striking and this and that. So it was the Germans who got fed up, because they are very different type of people. You know, they can't cope with similar situations at all like the British can. They know in many ways. You know, they have a much longer experience of India and Pakistan, India and other colonies. So the Germans got fed up until the machinery began to come to standstill one after the other. Half of the mill had become dead before the end of the 5 years period.
Which saved them.
But
Which saved the Ghanaians.
yes. And then the left said, let us go, for God's sake. When I sent my representative to have an investigation into the affairs of this industry I had heard about, only then the details came. It was after my visit to Ghana. So I sent an expert from Pakistan, who is an expert of very high quality, among the very top ones, scientists who know this textile industry, who is working at the highest level in the industry everywhere in Pakistan. So he went and he studied everything and sent me the report that although the cotton produced in Ghana is second to none in the world, second to no country in the world, and it's better than Egypt, it's equal to the highest class cotton produced in America. But there is no room, no possibility, no wisdom in trying to have a cotton industry in Ghana, textile industry in Ghana, because of these factors. So although that factory was already on sale, and some people were very excited that an excellent factory is on sale, he advised me to keep my hands off this. So this is again a problem. The corruption in the third world countries is of a very different nature from the corruption in the first world countries. The corruption in the first world countries is penetrating the highest level of decision making, and they can run away with whatever money they can, even at the national cost within their country or during international dealings, but not at the cost of the quality of the work or the cost of the quality of the industry itself. They never do it. If they do it, that is something which will never be forgiven. Severest punishment will be awarded to them if they're caught doing this. But in other things, no special attention is drawn towards that. If such cases come up automatically, then they're handled. Otherwise, everybody knows what's happening. You know? But in our country, it is always at the cost of national interest. Every time. The negotiators sell the interest of our countries during negotiations with the foreign countries. So in that case, they corrupt them at the cost of their own country, and the benefit begins to flow from them to the advanced countries. Similarly, is the case of trades. They employ their agents, distributors, etc., and it is those agents and distributors who are always highly connected. If not always, most often. They have some connections with the army, with the civil, this bureaucracy, etc., etc. So why this? Because then they know that they will be of some benefit, whereby